con alguien que a lo mejor te puede inspirar. ¿Qué tal? Soy tu amiga Ari, de regreso con otro episodio más aquí en Radiant Intention. Y el día de hoy es un día fenomenal, es un día especial porque tenemos a una invitada y queremos platicar de todo un poco de todas las adversidades que hay en esta vida. Entonces, stick around porque ahí vienen más detallitos en este episodio. Mientras tanto, córrele y síguenos en las redes sociales. Ya estamos en @RadiantIntention, en Instagram, en TikTok y ahora también en YouTube. Y también seguir este podcast en Spotify y en Apple Podcasts. Ahora estamos aquí con nuestra amiga Jennun. ¡Woo! Oye, ella viene espectacular, viene a platicar con nosotros sobre todas las cosas que le han pasado y claro, darnos un poquito de update en su vida, en todo lo que está haciendo músicamente. Y ahorita pues yo quiero entrevistarla de todo y preguntarle de todo y eso venimos a hacer ahora. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Jennun?
Muy bien, muy bien. Me levanté con alegre y estoy lista.
¿Estás lista? You're ready.
Yeah, I'm just ready.
Y solamente para que sepan, vamos a hacer esta entrevista doblemente, en español y en inglés. We're going to practice both our Spanish and English, ¿verdad?
We need to work on both.
We need to work on both. Entonces, earlier estábamos platicando y yo te pregunté sobre tu nombre. Yo pensaba que era Jennun, pero me acabas de aclarar que no, it's Genuine.
Genuine.
Genuine, sorry.
Yes.
How does that come about? Like, ¿cómo...?
Name Genuine comes from a little play on words of my name, as well as my mantra for myself, to be a genuine person. So when I shake your hand, I say, "Hi, I'm genuine." That is a reminder to myself and just like a statement to you of like who I am, what I'm about. And so I feel like my name just encompasses who I am all around.
Right.
Yeah.
O sea, eres genuina, genuine. I love that. Eso está súper genial y very clever how you combine both your, Jennifer, you said your name, with that ending of it. That's amazing. Oye, tengo unas preguntitas por acá. Ahora, now that we sorted out the name situation, I was very curious. Where are you from? Like, where were you born? Like, your parents? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am from Brenham, Texas, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Austin.
Okay.
My family, or my mom is from Mexico, and my dad is from Texas as well. Small town. So I kind of really grew up in a little country town. Blue Bell ice cream, if you know what that is. That's where it's from, my hometown.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, that's a little bit about myself. I'm the oldest of three.
Ooh.
So I'm the one making the way over here. So yeah, I have two younger sisters as well. Got some pets at home. And yeah, that's a little bit of
super genuine.
Yeah, just a little short. Like,
I love that. I love that for yourself. Y qué bueno que you came, to Austin porque ahora estás todo con esto de ser pues ahora artista, te estás lanzando como artista, estás queriendo promocionar pues música and just well-being all around también en tus presentaciones, right? So escuché por ahí, correct me if I'm wrong. Escuché por ahí que tú querías ser un paralegal.
Sí, so
¿Qué pasó ahí? Oye, paralegal is nothing. It's nothing compared to music. How did you make the jump? How did that happen? I don't know.
Graduando de high school, estaba siempre en clases avanzadas y estaba en el coro, estaba en drama, estaba en la banda.
Okay.
Y no sabía qué hacer. You know, mis papás nunca me dijeron, tienes que ir al colegio. No me dijeron eso. So, all my peers, it was just like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do it for like, everybody was just stressed out. And I was like,
Like
I don't know if, like,
school-wise, right? Like when you're at that point where everybody is trying to figure out qué es lo que vamos a hacer with our lives, right? And that's where you were. And they were stressing and you were like...
And I was like, well, I don't really know. I'm like, I don't got college money from my parents like that, So it was just like bringing my situation into reality with what I can do next. Right. And I feel like that just in general applies to everything. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, well, I guess I could go to the community college. So I applied to Blinn, and I was actually in Blinn since I was a junior in high school, and I was doing like dual credit classes. And then from there, I was like, well, what can I do? And so I applied for some scholarships, and I believe I was on a choir scholarship at Blinn, and I think I got a little bit of a drama scholarship as well. So that really was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go to college because I'm kind of been trying a little bit. And so I started that, and I actually wanted to be a choir teacher.
Oh,
so that's where I started.
Dude, this sounds very similar because when I was a kid, yo decía, yo quiero ser maestra. I wanted to be like a teacher, but that never happened. No.
But it's okay because we still get to teach with the way we live our lives in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that there's many ways to do that one, like the goal, teaching, like you don't have to just do it in a classroom. So that's one thing I've been pretty thankful for. Like in my life, I've had opportunities to teach different things to different people. But yeah, going back to, I guess, my school journey, music theory was really hard, so me fui de allí. But I was still in choir, you know,
seguías cantando, seguías emocionada de seguir compartiendo, and then you were just like, what happened? What was the moment that you realized, you know, I want to do this. I want to dedicate myself to do music. When was that moment for you?
That moment was in high school, actually. It was this event called Daisy Chain, where all the seniors, you know, it was like a senior talent showcase thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sing. I just do it. And I sang Imagine by John Lennon.
Wow.
Very thankful that our principal, she played the piano. So she got to play that, and I got to sing. And
how did you feel? Sorry to interrupt there, but how did you feel when you were doing that?
I just knew that this was for me. Yeah. Like I felt like that was it. I felt like this. I don't know how to just. I've talked to different people about this, and they said it's like a flow state. But to me, it felt like some energy, like just like up and down from head to toe. And I was like, wait, I'm doing something. What is that? I don't know what's going on.
And it's like a super nice feeling. Right?
It was just rewarding.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was in my head, like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Girl, I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills. No, and it's true because sometimes, you know, this is the things que a mí me gusta platicar, that I like to talk about, because a lot of people get really confused. They or lost that what's my purpose? What do I need to be doing? Well, I think I'm losing time here doing this XYZ, you know? But in reality, it's learning yourself, knowing yourself, learning about yourself. And in that moment that was for you, and knowing that, hey, I have to do this. Like there's something about this that I have to like communicate it to everybody, right? And share it. And I feel like some people get lost with what am I supposed to do, you know, because of, you know, society or whatever, or like their parents sometimes les dice, tienes que vivir tu vida de esta manera. But really, is that really the way to do it, you know? So I love that you went through that and you were like, you know what? I have to pursue this. So that's awesome.
And
it's amazing.
Man, you said a few things that I want to touch on.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm agradezco a mis papás porque sin ellos yo no sé, I don't know where I would be.
Sí.
Ellos siempre me soportan en lo que hago, you know, ellos entienden, they're very understanding, you know, and I feel like they really gave me the freedom that they didn't have growing up. And that I cannot disrespect that. I cannot take that for granted because, yeah, mi mamá de México, viniendo aquí, you know, finding her way to work, was a challenge. And my dad, he lost both of his parents by the time he was 15.
Wow.
So they both really had very difficult lives, to be on your own and to just grow and to do well in life. And I really just look at their lives and I'm like, I have to do something great.
Yeah.
You did all that for, you know,
for me, for my siblings. and you feel like you need to do that like a warrior. You need to like go out there and bring back something of that little something that they gave you, essentially, right? And that is so honest about you to come out and say that, y que tú te sientas de esa manera, que quieras, you know, aportar de esa forma y cuidar a tus papás, porque a veces it's just the life that brings us here, you know, their challenges, and you seeing that and learning from that and going out there and be like, it has to be different. You're breaking the cycle. It has to be different. Tengo que ser diferente. Yeah. And that's amazing. And I love that you're doing that, and you're really like, como decimos, agarrándolo de las riendas, and you're going for it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I've known for a long time that I've been different, and I don't have a problem with that anymore. Maybe sometimes, but for the most part, sé quién soy, and I know I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's my purpose to continue being myself, being who I really am. And even though I'm still learning that, and, you know, phases of life and different times, you know, can shape you. I think at my core, like, I know my purpose is just to share and to motivate people, really.
And this is the exact idea of this podcast, and that you came here and you're sharing this. I love it so much, because that's the message exactly. Find yourself. Es lo que siempre digo. Encuéntrate, quiérete, y aprende a saber qué es lo que quieres, and do something about it. And that's exactly what you're doing. And I love that. Oye, Jennun, otras preguntitas
I
por
know
acá.
we trailed off your question.
Oh,
We can go back to it.
No, you're fine. Yo sé que hablaste de tus papás. El talento que tú tienes, el talento que has forjado hasta ahorita, ¿verdad? Yo sé que tomas clases, hiciste esto, pero ¿de dónde viene ese talento? Like, where does that come from? Like, do you just... I know you spoke about like being in classes and learning how to do certain things and choir and all this stuff, but like you said, you were on a stage, and it was that moment that you felt something. So how did that translate, or how did you bring that talent out? You know what I mean? Like, how did you know? Because sometimes I feel like we have, everybody has something within us. Todos tenemos algo, pero no lo descubrimos. Not everybody discovers it, right? So yo quiero saber cómo hiciste eso, like, tu talento, ¿cómo salió de ahí?
I think embracing my differences. Growing up, I have a deeper voice.
Oh,
and so
I want to touch about that too.
And so I was bullied a lot by a lot of people saying, you sound like a man, you're this, you're that. Yes. And it really, I might cry a little bit, but it messed with my head. And just like what people say, you know, I do care about what people say. And I don't think that's like, you should care, but to an extent. And I feel like as I've been growing, I'm learning the extent of like what you take in. Like, you can't just believe what everybody says. You know, you have to, what you know about yourself is before other people's opinions. Yeah. And knowing that and being confident in yourself, and just leaning into that insecurity, you know, and seeing like, okay, well, people notice this thing, you know? And so for me, it was my voice. And I remember being little and I always wanted to do the little children's chorus, but my parents were like, we don't have money for that. I was like, okay. And then like, I got to high school, got into theater. And then I remember one audition, the choir teacher was like, hey, can you like, you can sing, I need to check your range. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really sing like that, but okay. And I went and we sat down and we found out that I could sing 3 octaves. So pretty low and pretty high. And that was just a very unique thing about me, that I learned to turn that insecurity and the bullying, I learned to turn that into good for myself. And I even like participated in the UIL choir, and I sang the bass part because we didn't have boys to sing that part. And so in a lot of my songs, you'll hear, I like to do at least 5 to 8 harmonies. I don't know if you can hear them too. If you got a good ear, you can hear them. But yeah, I love to layer and harmonize with my own voice. And people are like, who is that? I'm like, that's me. Yeah. That's just one more voice that is inside me.
Right.
That I can put out. And even like growing up, like I remember being little and people were like, you have a radio voice. You should do radio. And so sitting here with you right now is like, oh.
Stop it. We are so intertwined, Jennun. We are so intertwined. O sea, yeah. I love, and you nailed it, really. Like, I was going to ask you about your voice. I really was. And I am so happy that you touched on it because I myself also got bullied going to school. I myself was bullied, you know, and I understand you. I understand 100% what you're talking about. Probably bullied different situations, pero nonetheless bullied, and it really does mess up with your head. It messes with you, your insecurities, everything that you have. But I love that you came out of that and you're like, you know what? You realize that to some that may be like something that may stop them, or to some might be something that they don't like. But guess what? It's not about you. It's about yourself. It's not about other people. It's about yourself. You see? Entonces, que lo agarraste and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to these voices. I'm going to listen to my voice and project it, literally. And I love that you were able to do that and still doing. And I hope que, like, no te detengas, you know? Que le sigas, because you know what I realized? Que a lot of people will keep talking. Siempre va a haber gente. Y yo siempre digo, ay, es que los haters, right? Pero me di cuenta recently que no son haters, son lovers. Y te voy a decir por qué. They're lovers because you are doing something que ellos no se están atreviendo a hacer. You're doing something about it. And when haters see that, you're like, ay, and they start, you know, pointing out whatever they don't like, criticizing this and that. But in reality, it's just, you're going for it. You're going for something that you believe in. You believe in yourself. Something that, you know, it's like, it's you. And they are just there watching you do it. And that's their response. You know, that's their reaction. That's their reflection. And they're trying to, like, you know, reflect it upon you. Pero mantente firme. And I love that you brought that. Like, it's just, I feel like sitting here right now with Jennun, I feel like I'm living like the same life, just opposite, because growing up as well, like I didn't know that radio was a thing.
Because they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you the business parts of all these other different avenues of entertainment. Right. I mean, there's things, but you know, I mean, unless you came from a really wealthy school, maybe you would have known about things like this.
Or had the advancements, you know, if you were to have, you know, sometimes some families are more fortunate and they have the means, and, you know, they can offer their children to go special schools, special this, you know, and that's how they learn, and that's how they get a little bit of an advancement. But ultimately, it's within ourselves. Ultimately, it comes down to you. If you really want to do something or do something about it, tú vas y lo haces y haces el cambio necesario. And eso es lo que siempre yo digo, siempre lo que yo hablo con la gente, and it's amazing that you're doing that right now. So, yo te quiero Ay, no, qué cosas estamos platicando en este episodio.
But, I mean, honestly, too, like, I was bullied a lot growing up. I'm tall, I'm fat, my voice, blah, blah, blah. You know, it goes, they always find something. Yeah. But I've never really felt like haters until like this year. Until like the past, I guess, like literally January. And I'm like learning that's one thing that I'm going through right now, is I'm learning how to navigate, listen, to not react. Because that's what, you know, can put a bad rep on you. Learning how to like respond and to stop and think, like, not that I don't be thinking, but like, I guess maybe I don't pause enough sometimes. And I'm just always going. I'm like, make quick decisions fast. Que a veces no me paro y nomás quedarme and
a reflexionar. Yeah. Y eso es, fíjate que un tip que yo siempre doy de tómate un tiempo para ti y medita un poquito. Medita un poquito, and this will give you the strength para seguir andando, y te vas a dar cuenta que aunque va a haber gente que va a hablar de ti, aunque va a haber gente que te va a rip you to shreds, because that's, you know, what they do, unfortunately, just remember this, siempre, it's always about them. It's never about you. So take it with a grain of salt. Take it from people who really are there for you. That's my message. Like, toma los mensajes y las palabras de quien viene, not from randos over here that telling you this and that, what they think or their opinion, because everybody has opinions. You know what I mean? But I feel that with what you said, es muy importante de stay your ground, know yourself. If you have time, you can meditate, and that really helps. Like, I've had my fair share as well. Like, yo he tenido muchas cosas y me tengo que detener. I have to, like, stop. And I'm very, like, I feel like I'm a mix of both introvert and extrovert.
Yeah, me too sometimes, yeah.
And I tend to crawl into, like, a little shell when everything, you know, I feel like everything's wrong or I feel attacked. I'm like, I need time for myself. And I time it out, and I'm like, you know, no. Y me alejo, me tengo que alejar porque a veces es justo y necesario de hacer eso por tu bienestar, for you, for yourself. So you can come back and be like, let's do this, you know, vamos a hacerlo, let's go all out. So es muy importante.
Y que no me dejo. Ese es un consejo que me dio mi mamá. No te dejas.
No te dejes.
That I have to stick by that.
Exactly.
My mom told me, and there's no other way. Just
be true to yourself y no te dejes.
La segunda parte de esta entrevista ya está disponible aquí en Radiant Intention.